Hello, 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 beautiful, blessed ones. It's your Triple G here, Donna Salee, certified transformational life and dream builder coach, public motivational speaker, workshop and book club facilitator, very soon to be best-selling author, and the founder of Life Destiny Solutions, where the life you're living connects with the destiny your soul desires to express. I am thrilled to have you here on for episode 8 of Women, Wisdom, and Wine, which is a virtual live segment that comes on every week where women can discuss their experience with life, healing, transformation, and growth. We can have those candid conversations because I truly believe that if you are alive, you have wisdom to share that can help someone else. If you are a returning guest and you're one of my regular supporters, I want to thank you from my whole heart for your love and support. If you are new, if this is your first time joining, I welcome you with open arms and ask you to come on in, participate. Feel free to make comments, ask questions, because this conversation is to help each and every one of us. All right. So, those of you who have been here before know I like to ask you before bringing in our guest. I want to ask you, what are you sipping on tonight? After all, it is Women, Wisdom, and Wine. And so maybe it's not wine tonight. Maybe you're sipping on water, a different kind of adult beverage, some tea, some lemonade, whatever it is. Go ahead and type in the comments and tell me what you're sipping on tonight. I see the comments coming through already. And tonight, once again, I can't believe it, I'm not drinking wine, but I have to say my little something I really love is Chick-fil-A's diet lemonade. So I have a little diet lemonade, and it's a little spiked with a little vodka, but we won't, don't talk about me. This is a judgment-free zone. All right. Are you ready? Let's go. All right. So we have a beautiful, beautiful guest this week. Just by the way, all of those people that just say Facebook user, just to let you know, I can see your name or who you are. If you go before the show, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and allow them to see your comments, your name. That way it'll attach your Facebook username to your comments, and it will be just a lot more personable to be able to say, your name with your comment or your question. Okay? All right. I'm not asking you to leave and do it now, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I would like to introduce our wonderful guest this evening, Miss Barbette Wilmore. She is a mother of 3 adult children whose names all begin with C, the letter C. She is originally from Sandusky, Ohio, and lived in Lorain, Ohio for 30 years before moving to Houston, Texas about 5 years ago. Barbette is a business owner, and she also currently works in the medical field at one of the largest hospitals in Houston. We know about that working and having a business. She is a woman of God whose mission is to inspire other women experiencing unhealthy relationships and just life in general. Barbette is resilient when it comes to overcoming any life obstacles that are thrown her way, and we definitely want to hear her wisdom. Let's virtually welcome Miss Barbette Wilmore.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I am so honored to be a part of your I'm just so speechless that you would even think of me. Wine wisdom, and I love that. It's just a great topic. So thank you so much. And I am drinking something. I am
What did
drinking.
you?
I'm drinking some Lysol tea.
Hi, and we're going to talk about that later today. That's
Absolutely.
right. I have seen that advertised, so I definitely look forward to kind of learning a little bit more about what you do, about your business. So
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for reaching out and even wanting to be a part of this live segment. This community was really started because so many of us as women, we have experienced the competition and all of that.
Yes.
Time out for that.
Time out, girl.
Let's come together. Let's share our experiences. Let's not let's not live in shame.
Exactly.
Let's not live in, a thing where we can't talk about that. No, let's talk about it. Let's put it out there. Let's tell about the hard time, but most of all, let's tell about how we overcame and we made it through, because you are helping someone else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I greatly, yes, you're absolutely right about that.
Absolutely. So we are going to talk about you and how you left a long-term toxic relationship. And I think this is something that all of us have experienced or we've needed to do in our lives. Some of us haven't done it yet, and that's okay. Maybe after tonight, we'll be encouraged to really set some boundaries. So before we go into your personal experience, I want to talk about what your personal definition is of a toxic relationship. What is your general?
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah,
what I think a definition of toxic relationship is when someone is controlling your thoughts, controlling you, wants you to do as they say and don't question them, want to just totally take control of you. And anytime someone's trying to change the core value who God created you to be, that is toxic relationship all the way. Okay.
I love it.
What
core value.
Yeah. Because we're created in God's image, and we have our own ability to think of our own. But when someone tells you, just do what I tell you to do, you don't need to think about it, then that's a toxic relationship.
But they expect you. They expect you to listen to that.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to know yourself before you lose yourself.
Say it.
Girl, know yourself before you lose yourself.
Love it. I love it. Yes. So that we're going to have a good conversation tonight. I can see you going to say a lot of things. I'm going to have to be like, wait. That statement, know yourself before you lose yourself, signifies the fact that you have to know yourself first and foremost.
Absolutely.
And as women, we are not taught that.
Nope.
Growing up.
Nope. We're taught to be a nurture. And as we're nurturing, we lose ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we was taught. Take care of the kids, take care of the husband. We forget about ourselves because we lose our identity and trying to make sure that everybody else is taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And I don't regret any of those things. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes those things stem from childhood, things that taken place in your childhood. And then therefore, when when childhood things, the issues taking place, then you don't really know who yourself is. You know what I'm saying? So we have to really, really learn to listen to our instinct and just hold on to who God created us to be. Okay.
Yes.
So, and toxic relationship, it happens because people want to be in control and manipulate you to their fullest extreme because they're dealing with some things. They have low self-esteem, and then those things they impact on our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So that comment, whoever that user is, that's such a good point. That's right. You really have to know yourself and understand where toxic relationships come from.
And that can be in a relationship with your friends, your best friends. You know what I'm saying? And Right. Miss Donna, I'm going to have to tell you to take a station identification because it looks like my laptop wants to die on me. So hold on one second. I apologize.
Okay, go ahead. If that's
I
fine,
just
that's
gotta
fine.
step in real
I
quick.
was I'll just talk for a minute. I want to go back to this comment that this person made. I can't see your name, and that's fine, but toxic relationships happen because of toxins. And that's right. And there are so many envy, jealousy, and grudges. Those are good things. A lot of times it's, you know how the saying is that hurt people hurt people. It comes from what is within them, and what's within them, because we know when we're created perfect. So what's within them comes from their experiences. It comes from the things that they've been through, the things that people have said to them, their mentors, their parents, people that they looked up to have hurt them. And so all these create toxins, right? Within our heart and within our mind, within our being. And then that's what comes out. What goes in comes out.
Exactly.
And that's just not with our what we eat and drink. And I got some nerve with my little diet lemonade and vodka, but I'm just saying it's what goes in. It's the things that we take in. Our eyes, our ears, all of those things we take in. And we don't know. Some of those things create those toxins.
Yes.
And that's what we spew out on other people.
On other people. My mind.
Yes.
I hope y'all see the sign. It says love yourself. You see that? That's what I'm talking. Hey, I like that.
Where am I? Right here. Love.
That's yes.
Right. Yes.
You gotta first love it and appreciate who you are and what you meant to be. Because we allow that. And the reason why we sometimes attract those type of people is that, like I said before, we don't know ourselves and we're looking for love in all the wrong places.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
And not realize
that was more than a song.
Oh, yeah, you know, it was. It really was. It really was. It happens to us. And so once we realize who we are, and don't live in a victim stage, but then begin to be able to get some validation of ourselves, and then we become victorious.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So those are the things, that's where I'm trying to go with this whole toxic relationship. I know I may be skipping ahead, but listen.
I know I was thinking we already doing the victory.
Right. Let me slow it down. Let me help my girls and men out, because sometimes we don't realize that people come in our life and they sometimes, when they come into our life, they want to take and create an image that's best built for them.
Girl, you know what? You and I. So let me just say this to the audience real quick, and we're gonna back it up.
Back it up.
But I want to say this: Barbette was she found out about this live segment through a childhood friend.
Yes.
And so we talked for the first time recently, and I had those of you who are on my Facebook page know that I lost a cousin of mine, and I was named after her mother and her aunt, the mother's sister. And come to find out, they were in Sandusky, Ohio. So, but Miss Barbette was good friends with my cousin that passed away recently. And so it's just so interesting how, the world is so big, but it's so small.
Small. Yes.
So I just wanted to bring that home, because I've had a lot of my friends or people I've known for a long time, but Miss Barbette, I can tell we could talk. So
you're right.
Let me back it up.
Okay.
So tell us how you got involved in a toxic relationship and what that looked like for you, as much as you're willing to share. And then at what point you realized the relationship for what it was.
Okay. So how I got involved in this toxic relationship, I met this gentleman, and he was very charming and very, charming. And you thought he was the perfect gentleman. And he made promises that, God said that I was his wife and we were going to be together. And he wanted to make sure that, he'd be a part of my life forever, because this is what, just all these promises. And he made it seem like I was, the best way I can describe it, it was like I was on high, but not on a drug high. But like
yes, no,
high,
I know what you mean.
He had me so high because he was very charismatic type of person. When he walked with confidence. When he spoke, and he knew how to change the scene and make
the atmosphere.
The atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's how he was. And so I was on this high, like I was so high that I don't even know if somebody would have busted. If I was a balloon, they would have busted me. I would have even landed. Okay, that's how high I was. I was gone. Okay.
Yeah, euphoria. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
There you go. And so I didn't realize it, and I still didn't realize it for like almost 4.5 years. And I kept seeing like little red flags. And then, I kept saying, oh no, he loves me, and he wants, he says he's the man, and I need to be able to follow him because he wants to lead. And, and so I just hung on every little word that he said. And like they said, it was euphoria. And he isolated me from my family and from my friends, didn't want me to talk on the phone to nobody, very limited on me talking to my adult children, and, just controlling, going anywhere. Him and we went everywhere together, like even to the makeup counter. He ordered the clothes that he wanted me to wear, picked out the clothes, certain perfumes, colognes that he would bring home for me to wear, all kind of things, you know what I'm saying? Because he wanted me to, he was creating an image that he wanted me to be. You see what I'm saying?
He wanted you to represent him in a certain way.
In a certain way. And that's what I was believing. Well, for you to be with me, and I have a purpose and destiny, you need to come on with me. And this is how you need to be and carry yourself, because, where I'm going, we got to be like, we're already on our way there. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And absolutely red flags. And so therefore I hung on every word that he said, and I kept going on and on. And before I knew it, I was just out there, like I lost myself. So that's why I said, make sure you know yourself so you don't lose yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So I want to say something, about D Chambers. She said red flags. But when you're in it, see what I tell people, everything is perspective. And so a lot of times, first of all, we as women, and someone made a long comment, and I'm going to put that up there in a moment. But a lot of times, and you can tell me if you find this to be true.
Okay.
But one of the ways I look at it is that, like, when you're in a relationship or you're really enamored with someone, it's like there's this bubble around you too, because your focus is on that person. And hopefully their focus is on you. But so you create this kind of circle, and your perspective inside the circle is totally different from everyone's perspective outside the circle. And then you have a 360-degree circumference around that circle. So you can have 360 degrees of opinions on the outside.
Exactly.
So everybody sees things differently, but they can see it a little more objectively because they're outside the circle.
They're outside the circle. Absolutely.
They're outside the circle. So a lot of times what I have noticed personally is that a lot of times it's like you don't even realize you're in what you're in until you're deep in it. Deep in it.
Knee deep.
Yes.
Knee deep.
Yes.
About to drown.
Yes. I did want to say this. So this said, yes, some people hate themselves because they always gaze at the stars and forget their feet on the ground. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's cute.
Misunderstanding happens because we can't bridge gaps between our heads and our feet. Let me put it plainly. Greed makes both sides look for excuses and not harmony. And you know what? That is a form of greed, because that person wants things to be the way they think it should be. Words they think it should be. So absolutely. So I'd like for you. Okay. So at what point did you realize, how long had you been in the relationship? And was there what was there an awakening or an aha moment that came that let you know, like, I
Well,
gotta get out of it?
right, because when you try to talk to that person, and explain to them how you feel, it was always about that I'm the one who's in wrong, and that I'm the always the one in wrong. And then when I do try to explain, well, you know what, you're just trying to defend yourself, and I said, well, no, I'm not trying to defend myself. I'm just trying to explain to you how I feel and what I'm going through. And so I never had opportunity to explain myself because they would be enraged. And so the only way I can get them to kind of calm down and settle down is say, I understand. I do understand. Just to keep that even tone, I couldn't explain myself because then it would make them even more enraged, and even to a rage where there's even a range where they would park the car, get out the car, go for a walk, lock me with the car keys while they walking off like they're having a tantrum. You see what I'm saying? And so that would go on, and you try and explain to them, well, what you're doing is not right, and I don't like it, and it's not in my best interest.
That's right.
And there were several times where I would try to break the relationship off, but then it would make me feel like, well, what if you get sick and I'm not around? Or what if this happened, you're not around? So I need to be there because anything can happen. So then I start feeling like, and then it always made me feel like it was my fault for every little thing that may have taken place in a relationship.
Yes.
Every little thing.
Yeah.
And
so did it come to a head?
Well, what happened was I kept saying, I know this is not right. I know, because it was like I kept trying to reach out to grab for strength, and I had close friends that I would, confide in, and they were like, "Girl, you need to go on and get out of that." But I kept saying, "No." Even my kids was telling me, "Mom, there's something about that person that's not right," and I just didn't see it. Absolutely saw gaslight, and I just didn't see it, because he just made my world be on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so when it was great, it was like over the top great.
It was over the top.
It was down
bad. Exactly.
There was no in between.
No in between.
Classic.
Uh-huh.
That is that's very classic.
Yeah.
As far as
narcissist. We don't want to diagnose nobody.
He was definitely narcissistic, right? Narcissist, but I'm trying to say,
love bombing, gaslighting.
I'll think of it in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah. So but those are classic signs and symptoms of an abuser. Is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
I was trying to think of another word, but yes, that classic abusive relationship signs.
Yes. Absolutely. And I didn't see it because so they was, like I said, started off love, just the perfect gentleman, perfect man, open doors, everything, pay for dinner, whatever thing. And we went everywhere together and stuff like that. Not saying I didn't do any of those things, but just the whole thing. Then I started seeing when he was upset, he would pull back his love. You see what I'm saying? Like, just stop. And so then I'm like, well, what's going on? And I'm trying to figure, are you okay? Is this, even had the intention of even sleeping with a blanket in between us. But I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. Because you haven't experienced it.
I haven't never experienced.
You don't know what it is because you have, but it's obvious that you wanted love. And because it felt like on some level for you, it felt like he was feeding that need.
Exactly.
So we have a tendency when certain needs are met, we have a tendency to kind of, decide, okay, well, these needs are more important. So since he's meeting these needs, I'll kind of let that stuff slide.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Very much so controlling,
Yes.
Controls the situation where my daughter and I would go somewhere. Well, where y'all at? Wait a minute. Where you at? Where you going? How long you going to be gone? He even had my phone mirrored. So he knew all my text messages. He knew anything I communicated with my kids. even on social media, and have found out, like, I would say things to my children, but then he would come and he would say things. I'm like, how did he know that? But I kept beginning to hear little things, and then he was talking to other women because he was reaching out for more supply. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's what he was doing.
Ooh, girl.
Yes, numbers was.
I'm only chuckling and I'm only smiling because I have been there, done that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I get it. So let me ask you this. So when you were going through the relationship, was there ever a point that it got physical, where he got physically abusive at all?
No, he didn't get physical, but he would use, like, I want to say, like, threatening gestures.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah. Like he's gonna, like I'm gonna do something.
Well, and in a sense, he would get very demeaning. He would be belittle and demeaning me. But what he would do was he would, like, say, what is it? Weights? The weights that you lift weights, right? He would take the weights and be like throwing them on the bed, but looking at me, like, not saying that he's going to do anything, but let me know that was a scare tactic. And another scare tactic that he used, and I never share anybody with this, and I'm going to share this with you. So he would often tell me that the city that he lived in, there was these people called the cleaners. You know the cleaners are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do. But I mean, you may want to tell the audience because I don't know if everyone else knows.
Okay. So the Blacklist. Everybody likes to watch the Blacklist. Okay. So he loved the Blacklist. So the cleaners are like, they would say, for instance, something happened to a family. They would have somebody come and clean up that area like there was never nothing happened in the house.
Clean up the scene.
Clean up the scene. There you go. So he would say those kind of things. Oh, yeah, by the way, yeah, I knew friends that would go and do that kind of stuff. And I didn't think too much about it. You know what I'm saying? But all those little things, those seeds he was planting in my head to scare me.
Yes. So let me ask you this, Barbette,
Yes.
because I do want to get to the other side of it, but I wanted you, I appreciate your vulnerability because, so many women suffer in silence. And I wanted you to kind of get into this part of it so that there may be women that are in situations that are where you were inside that circle, and they have a different perspective. So they're not realizing, like, this really is abusive behavior, or this is improper behavior, or whatever you want to call it. But it's not right. And I deserve better. So I wanted you to definitely talk about that. But before we get to the win of it and the wisdom on how you got out and what that looked like, why do you? Well, you kind of talked about why you probably stayed so long, but why did you stay so long, and why do you think that people? Because there are men in toxic relationships, because toxic relationships are not always abusive. Let me say that, are not always a man-woman heterosexual relationship.
Absolutely. Right. Exactly.
There are toxic relationships between women. Best friends.
Yes.
Good girl. Our triple G's, our good girlfriends, our good guy friends. Toxic relationships come in all forms. We are talking specifically tonight about Barbette's experience with a relationship with a man. So I just want to make sure and put that out there. But why do you think that people in general stay in relationships so long? So you can talk about women with men, because this is Women, Wisdom, and Wine. But just why do you think in general?
I think they stay because they're afraid. They don't know how to get out. They're hoping that things are going to change. They hope that they can change them. They hope that they're just hoping against hope. You know what I'm saying? They're hoping that that person is going to see the value in them. They're going to continue to give the love that they think is love. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they stay and don't leave. They may not have provision. They may not have a job, you know, a source of income. They may not have anybody that they can even rely on to help them get out. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's why they stay, because of many reasons.
Yes. Yes.
But they have to have a plan.
Yes.
They have to have a plan in motion with someone that they can trust, and knowing that they can run to them and and talk to them and trust, more importantly, and have a code. Like, I was beginning to have codes between my daughter and I. You know, Band-Aid was call the police. Okay. If I needed to even have the fact of calling the police, no, Band-Aid was calling the police. The phone, like I had went and got another phone, because once I realized my phone was being mirrored, like I was at my job making phone calls to the abuse hotline. And the reason why I began to do that is because he made a comment to me. Yes, if any, how did he say that? Let me get the words right. Yeah, I will call the abusive hotline, even though someone even maybe helped me pay my bills. And when he said that, I was like, ooh.
So he knows, he's heard my conversations.
Yeah, he's heard my conversation.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
Therefore, I was like, yeah, we need to get something in plan. And I never forget, I went to go hear Pastor Sarah Jake Roberts. And they were talking to women, and they were talking about having a plan. And so then I began to equip that plan, you know. And even when I was hearing her, Pastor Sarah Jakes, he was texting me, he was calling me. You know, my daughter had took me for my birthday there. That was a birthday treat to me last year. So I began to put a plan in action. So that's what women first need to do. Get a plan in action, a safe plan. If they have to leave with their clothes on their backs. I was beginning to even talk to the police officers at my job, asking them some questions, you know. And so you have to get some things in plan. Making phone calls. Don't call on your phone, because when they want to track, and you know, he would often say, you know, I know more than what you think I know. I'm good in finding out things.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I hope
that's my story. You just all in it, y'all over it. So what was the process that you went through? I mean, I know you started talking to people, you started building your plan. What did you do emotionally, mentally, spiritually, in those other ways, you know, more so than just the physical plan of how I'm going to leave and what I'm going to take, and I'm going to leave when he goes to work. And besides that part of the plan, what was the mental, emotional, and spiritual process you went through to gain the strength to go through with leaving?
Okay. So my work became, my kitchen became my sanctuary. Okay. Because I was always cleaning the kitchen, in here praying and talking to God. Listen to my pastor, Pastor Keon Henderson here in Houston, Texas, or listening to Dr. Matthew Stevenson or Dr. Melvin Woodard. So I was always engaging in some type of a spiritual, even a gospel song to keep me lifted. So my kitchen became my sanctuary. My job became my safe haven.
Okay.
I was beginning to work longer hours because I knew that that's where I can go and have some type of release. I felt safe. I was able to make sure that once I was at work and I needed to reach out to somebody, I can talk to them, because that was, like I said, that was my safe haven. And so I began to get not that I was always born and raised in a church. But I started talking to God, like, God, I know there's something that I can't stand this relationship. I have lost myself. This man has taken over me. I just start praying and seeking God. And so I kept saying, Holy Spirit, I need you to help me. I need you to make a way for me to get out, escape. And I had went to the church on a Tuesday, because we have Bible study on Tuesdays. Okay. And this pastor said, you need to get out of whoever this is. It was our associate pastor, Pastor Rima. And he says, whoever this person in this room, they need to get out that relationship. So when I got back home, he says, are you going to say the relationship is over with? because he was watching it from the house. And I said, no. So I waited, and I kept trying to make things right, and things never got right. It just got worse. You know what I'm saying? Because then as time go on, I mean, throughout the years, he says, if, you know, I try to explain myself. If you're saying anything to me, you're lying. I'm going to pray that it's going to be fire and brimstone fall down on your head. So it was all those threatening gestures. So how I finally began to get my power back is that, like I said, I had close friends, you know, that I would talk to and would confide into them. And they kept saying, girl, you need to leave them alone. And I kept saying, oh no, and kept trying. But then I kept leaning on strength. Sometimes you gotta borrow people's strength to get out your situation.
Yep.
You know, and I couldn't really reach out to nobody at church because for the simple fact that I had to be careful, because he was saying that, oh, people are talking about you at church. He was just doing all those things to keep me from reaching out to get my help.
Yes.
You
That's
see,
more isolation. Yeah.
right, more of an isolation. Exactly.
More isolation. Yeah.
So then, therefore, what was the icing on the cake is that one morning he got up. Well, no, he was already up, and then I got up, and he said to me, I have something I want to talk to you. And I said, what is it you want to talk to me about? Well, I just want to let you know that you disturbed my sleep. And I said, I did? Now, mind you, through this whole COVID-19, my job had just went away. So then I was working in a whole nother department, doing a whole nother thing, had to be to work at 4:30 a.m., worked till 2. Okay. And I became a team lead, overseeing people who needed a COVID screening, the employees as they came in. So I began to work that. So I guess it was one Saturday morning, I got up in the middle of the night or somehow, and I got up and I bounced and I woke him up. And he says, so this is what I'm telling you. You got up, and he actually demonstrated to me how I got up and how I got up. And he says, when he gets up like this. He puts one arm out and one leg out, and he gets up out the bed. But I got up and I plopped out the bed. And I said, well, I didn't even know I did that, you know. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him, and he says, you know what? It seems like you're so sensitive to your daughter. My daughter has seizures. Okay. And he says, you're so sensitive to her, but you're not sensitive to my needs. And I need my rest because I have to go back to work starting on Monday. You know, I've been off for this whole time and I have to go back to work. And I looked at him and I said, what? And I'm sitting there and I'm praying. I'm like, Holy Spirit, you got to give me the words to say what I need to say, because this is not even right. Mm-hmm. And so as I'm sitting there and I'm looking, he says, why are you looking at me like that? And I jumped up and I says, I can't take this anymore. And he walked out the door and he says, well, I'm leaving. He says, and when I come back, he said, I'm leaving because he had to go somewhere. He said, I'm going to go and I'll be back and we're going to decide what this is going to take place or not. And I was like, what? So then I looked at him and he took my car. And I says, listen, he says, and you'll probably be the evil one to call the police on me. I said, all that time, what had just happened? Oh my gosh, don't tell nobody. I can't remember. On the neck, the gentleman. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. The gentleman who had his the police officers.
You talking about George Floyd? Had just happened? Okay.
Yeah, it was around that time. Excuse me, my drawing a blank. George Floyd. Uh-huh. So I didn't want to call because I wouldn't want nothing like that to happen.
Happen to him. Right.
So still in that protection, nurture mode, don't want nothing to happen. So I didn't call. So then he came back and I was like, you have to go. This is not working out. This is not a good fit, not a good look. And so it took him a while. He's like, I'm not going nowhere. I says, no, you need to go. Well, what if this happened? I said, no, I'm going to be fine. You know, trying to convince me. Well, see, there it is. You didn't never love me. No way.
Okay. I mean, you at this point, you're welcome to believe whatever you want, whatever you need to tell yourself.
Exactly.
You get to that point. Yeah.
I finally had enough strength when he tried to compare apples and oranges, my daughter's health to his sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because she has them when she's asleep at night. And I says, you've
got to be listening.
Exactly.
Right.
you know, and she's an adult. She's doing well. She went to college. She drives and all of that. And she's a beautiful young lady, but she only has them when she's asleep. But my point of matter is, and she walks around. I mean, she's not, you know, but the
Right,
point
but that's no comparison still.
No,
You
there's
wake
no comparison.
up. It's no
Right.
And you know, now let me say this. This is I shouldn't say funny. This is the ironic part
Mhm.
that I've heard a lot of stories that I've heard.
Mhm.
The straw that breaks the camel's back is never as heavy a burden as all the things that led up to it. The thing that happens that gives us our strength,
Mhm.
for us, for what I've noticed for women, these
Right.
are the stories I've heard from women that have been in abusive relationships, mentally, physically,
Mhm.
emotionally. It always appears to be that the straw that breaks the camel's back, the thing that finally they decide to leave, is never as heavy or as harsh of a situation as
Mhm.
all the things leading up to that point.
Mhm. Absolutely.
It's just like when the light bulb goes off, it doesn't take a lot.
No.
But when we're in the middle, because we're such nurturers, that's how we're made to be nurturers. We're made that we you know, the boys will be boys, and you know, we give them concessions. And men on here, this is not to bash y'all, because not every man is this way. But I know that as a woman, and many women that I've talked to and I've coached,
Mhm.
we've been raised to just kind of give them leeway, to let them get away with things. You know, if I'm not ready to leave, then I'll just let him get away with it. We won't deal with it. We won't talk
Exactly.
about it. No sense in causing. But then all of a sudden, one little weird thing will happen.
Yes. Yes.
And to me, that's a weird thing. Like you mirroring my phone, you listening to conversations, you
Yes.
checking me where I'm going, all this and that.
Yes.
But all it took was for him to compare you disrupting his beauty rest to the fact that you're more attentive to your daughter. And that was the light bulb moment.
Exactly. Exactly.
Amazing.
Yes.
That amazes me.
That is. And so, like I said, I'm in therapy, and I'm on a road to recovery, which I'm doing really well. I have some strong friends. I have friends that's encouraging me. I know there's some that's watching on the line, so I appreciate that. And so now, what else do you want to talk about?
Well, what I want to do before we get to your business and how that kind of ties into everything, what I would like for you to do is just tell us what advice you have for other women. I mean, we kind of talked about it with the plan, but do you have any other advice for women who may be listening live or on the replay that are currently involved in a toxic relationship that they need to leave but can't quite just get there?
Yes. So I just want them to follow their intuition. That never lies. That gut intuition, that spiritual discernment, whatever you want to call it. Listen to that.
Listen to it.
Don't second guess it. And the red flags, you know, where they're isolating you and they're making you think one way, and you know, and you're like, wait a minute, and they you're judging yourself, you know,
second guessing yourself.
You done lost yourself, you know, because you didn't know yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When you allow someone to take totally control of yourself, of you, you know, you think, oh, those little cute things. Oh, he wants me to wear this because this is how we supposed to be, or he wants me to smell this way, and even the hair. Your hair got to be a certain way. You know, those subtle things that you don't pay any attention to whatsoever. And anytime a man, listen, and I just learned this through therapy. The therapist told me, I said, yeah, he told me that I make him look good. And you think, oh, that's so cute. No.
That's not cute.
That's not cute at all, y'all.
Because you represent you and he represents himself.
Absolutely. There you go.
So if anybody's making him look cute, he ought to be making himself look cute.
There you go. Let's take a toast to that one, girl. Come on, let's have a toast.
Same thing for you. You make you look cute, okay?
There you go.
So I get it. I
Right.
get it.
So I just want them to pay, and then trying to change the dynamics between your daughters, your children, especially
Yes.
between my daughter and I. Changing the dynamics between her and
Yeah.
I.
Yes.
Okay. My sons, my children, they're all, I'm not bragging, but they're all doing really well, and he would
Yeah.
always questioning them when they would come want to visit. What's the reason? How
Mhm.
long are they going to be here for? And then he would always try to moderate the room and when they should be leaving. Well, I know you tired, probably need to get on the road, that kind of stuff. It's
Mm-mm.
a
Mm-mm.
controlling mechanism, you know. Even
Yes.
for my 50th birthday, my youngest son wanted to come. And he was like, well, I already got plans, and they should have made a plan a long time ago. They waited a long time to come around, and now we already got plans, So, and at that time, I didn't see it like that. I saw like, oh yeah,
Yes.
he's planning something special for me, but it
Yes.
wasn't. And anytime they tell you how much money they done spent on you, well, I spent this kind of money. They should never have to tell you that because that should be from their heart and genuine.
Yes.
Okay,
That's right.
so
That's right.
that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. All those
Yeah.
red flags.
Yes.
Period.
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
And ladies, I just want to say to the ladies that are on the call, on the live, that we talked about this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, that your friends, those people who truly genuinely care about you and love you, let them support you. And if you are the support system for someone that's involved in a relationship, be gentle and kind with them, because as I said, it's perspective. So if your friend does not see it from the perspective that you see it at that moment, just understand that we are all doing the best we can with what we have, the tools we have at any given moment. And I'm not using it as an excuse, but I'm saying to you that if I tell Barbette, girl, you need to get out of that relationship, and I'm still telling her that 5 years later, if I'm a true friend, then that's what I need to be. Okay. Because a lot of times we get upset with our girlfriends, our triple G's, when they don't take the advice that we give them. But remember, it's all perspective.
Absolutely.
All perspective.
Absolutely.
So I want you to go ahead and talk a little bit about your business, because I know our time is winding down, and talk about what you have going on. And yeah.
Okay. I just want to share this last little thought in regards
Sure,
to
please.
just make sure that whoever is in a relationship, please be non-judgmental, be supportive. Don't never say, oh, I wouldn't do this and I won't do that. Because the very minute that you say you won't do this, do that, you will land right dead smack in the situation.
Yep.
So that's one thing I want to make sure that I say to you.
Yes.
Okay. So
none of us are above.
Absolutely not.
Being in a certain situation.
Nope.
So that's what I always try to remind myself. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about some of my products. So my name is Barbette once again, but I love myself. And so there's some products that I want to share with you that I take on a daily basis. And so some of the products that I take is called the Lysol tea. And that's what I'm drinking. And it cleanses you and detoxes you in a circular level. And so I'm offering up until March the 10th, a free sample of NutriBurst and the Lysol tea. This is the raspberry one. We have one that's a regular flavor one as well. And we have the turmeric. And what the tea does, it detoxes you in a circular level, makes you feel good, gives you energy. All the products is natural. It doesn't cause any type of jittery feeling. You feel really great. I'm really cherishing myself more so now. My mom's ill, and so now I'm really like making sure, that I want to live a long life. And another product that we have is called the NutriBurst. And the NutriBurst has 72 vitamins. And in that NutriBurst, it is really great. It makes you feel really good. It detoxes you. But the more importantly, it gives you the energy that you need. And the NutriBurst, we call that the liquid gold vitamin, because it's just one capful or one teaspoon, and you just take it back and you're done. It has all your vitamins in that capful. that you only take once a day. I get up in the morning and I take it first thing in the morning. I also take my Lysol tea that I shared with you. And then another product, we have the NRG. If you say it real fast, NRG, it stands for energy. And that circulate and that detoxes you, but it also cleanses you in a circular level. So it's burning off the energy and the fat that you're trying to get. You know, all this up here in your belly is just poison. And so the
especially us women over 50, honey, let me tell you about that.
And I'm trying to keep it prime looking. I'm trying, you know. So those are products that I use. And then we have the CBD soap, and that's good for your face. It keeps you clean and smelling good. And, you know, now we can't wear, well, I should say they can't wear a whole lot of makeup. You know, I'm the matte girl, but now I just been wearing my like moisturizer and I'm done. But another product that we have now, you know, women, I just remembered about this product. It's called Blossomy. And Blossomy is the hormone. It has it's good for people mood swing and those hot flashes. Now y'all know who's going through them changes, and I can raise my hand and contest to that. But that product is the bombdiggity.com. All the product is natural. You can go right on my website and order those products, but they are so delicious. That Blossomy, oh my God, it's a lifesaver. You know, those hot flashes, there ain't nothing to play with. And then mood swing, it helps with all of that. So all of that.
So y'all 50 and over women that are on here, well, there could be some in their 40s that are perimenopausal.
It can be some a little bit younger, Donna.
Yes. But so I do want to bring up that this is the website to find out about the products. However, if you have problems finding it, because it is a long website, now you can always email Barbette right there, BarbetteWilmore@gmail.com. And if you want a free sample, all you have to do is email her at this email, and in the subject line, put WW&W February 25. That's so she knows that you heard about her on the show. And the reason this ties in is because she talked about taking care of herself now. Therapy is not, you know, that's not everything. You know, I tell y'all all the time, I believe in therapy. I'm a life coach. I believe in getting a coach if you can. I believe in, you know, hanging out with your triple G's and you know, sometimes you just need to just be able to be yourself and self-care. So this is a part of Barbette's self-care.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I totally agree. Great product. All natural. Can't go wrong. Love yourself before you lose yourself.
Okay. First, you got to find yourself. When you find yourself, love yourself.
Love yourself. Yes. Don't let anybody take y'all nowhere on a trip that you cannot get back.
Okay. So this has been such a great show. You know, this hour goes so quickly. Everyone I talk to, they say, oh my God, I was worried about getting on here and what I would talk about for an hour, but an hour goes so quickly. So we're coming down toward the end. If there's any last minute or any last words you would like to have before we start to close out, and I can tell people how they can find out more about myself and Life Destiny Solutions, please. Any final words?
Okay, they can find me on all social medias. Facebook for one, Instagram is beautiful1216. I have something that I'm going to be launching soon, so make sure you follow me. And I'm also on Clubhouse as Barbette Wilmore. So please, I'm on all social medias and soon to be on YouTube, because I have something coming out soon. And you do not want to miss that, because I want you to be a part of this big ideal that I have coming up. So,
is this it for IG?
Yeah, beautiful one. So it's beautiful, but the word one.
Okay, let me fix it up here, honey. See, fix it up. That one. I need to get that on there. Okay, beautiful ONE 216.
And then Facebook, of course. And then as far as Clubhouse, Barbette Wilmore on Clubhouse.
Okay, and that's for all you iPhone users.
Yes,
Barbette, which is your name. So Barbette Wilmore. Is it all one?
Yep, just Barbette Wilmore. Yep. on Clubhouse.
Okay.
Yes,
All
and we
right.
do some great things now. We got something coming up on a segment on Clubhouse with one of my girl Maybell. She's online there, I'm pretty sure. So she's gonna be joining me. We're gonna be doing a club hosting a room on Clubhouse. So look us up, follow us, and you'll get the notification when we're gonna be speaking. And so we're doing some great things over there in the house, as they say. The Clubhouse is a street house. Yes. Yes. Oh, so just want to share that with y'all.
Oh, goodness. I love that. That's right. Kind words with a proper message can detox any tensions or daily bitterness or expected extra body electricity. Then peace, smiles, and tranquility prevail. That was a tongue twister.
Yes. I love these very, very nice comments. Thank you so much. And I love, you know what? I really love myself because you know that old Epsom salt, but now they got it where it's got the bubble bath. I'm really dating myself and telling you how, but learn to soak and rub and just love on yourself. They got the bubble bath and they got the regular Epsom salt. So just take, and if you do nothing but go get a body massage and get your nails done, treat yourself, love yourself.
I love that Dr. Teal's Epsom salt.
Yes.
And you soak, and I love it. Yes.
Absolutely. Be yourself. Don't let nobody take you on a trip you can't get back. Love.
So we don't get nothing else. Find yourself, love yourself before you lose yourself. All right.
Hey.
All right, Mama. I'm gonna
thank you
put you
so
in the
much.
backstage, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
For having me. It was my honor to come and be on your show. Life, Destiny, Wine, Wisdom, and
Women, Wisdom, and Wine.
Right. All of that. Okay. There you go.
All that. All right, hon.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We're coming toward the end, but as promised, especially for those of you who are new to the live segment, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm getting tongue-tied. We will be on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, Women, Wisdom, and Wine. As promised, I just want to tell you how you can find out more about me and about Life Destiny Solutions. You can go to my website, donnasalee.com. Don't forget those 2 L's and 2 E's. And while you're there, you can download my free guide, 5 steps to begin living a life you truly love. You'll have some great information and a great process to go through just to get started. All right. And for all of you who, some of you are already a member of the private Facebook group, or you can follow me on IG at Life Destiny Solutions. And don't forget that is SOUL, Life Destiny Solutions. Okay. And private Facebook group or on IG. My IG presence is not as big, so y'all bear with me as I'm getting it together over there, okay? And if you would like to be a guest on this show, I need you. I need you, okay? I have to have guests to make this show keep going. So if you are finding value in this show, I ask that you would email me, let me know what you would like to talk about. Tell me a little bit about yourself so that we can get you scheduled to come on here and share your wisdom about life, healing, growth, and transformation, whatever it may be. Your wisdom can help someone else. And if there's a certain subject you would like to hear someone speak about that has more wisdom, they've gained personal wisdom in that area, go ahead, email me. Let me know, subject line, segment idea, and tell me what it is you would like to talk about, okay? My email address is there on the screen, donna@donnasalee.com. And I always tell you, don't forget those 2 L's and 2 E's, because that's usually what happens when people can't get through to me. So you can also message me on Facebook or IG. Invite and share. Once again, if you're finding value in this weekly live segment, please invite your triple G's, your good girlfriends, your good guy friends, and come on out and join us Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you all dearly. I thank you for your support. I wish you the best week. And until next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I want you to dream big, but live bigger. Have a good night.